Happy full moon, everybody. This is who's hosting the full moon today. This is Uranus. I just thought I'd introduce you to Uranus. It is the full moon in Taurus and Scorpio. It is the full moon in Taurus and Scorpio. Hello, everybody. Witches, unite. Witches, do your things. I have so many different witches that do so many different ways. And warlocks too, that are my clients. I'm very blessed to have quite an order that I work with now, and to know that everyone's kind of chiming in and following the moon's vibration is really cool when it comes to big transits like this that are really big blessings. This isn't just any Scorpio full moon, okay? Scorpio full moon, drama, you know, like it's always very intense or whatever. Their reputation is known to have like breakthroughs, okay? When it comes to people hiding secrets. That's kind of the Scorpio full moon thing. Like people, the axis that it's focusing on, this Taurus, tropical Taurus and Scorpio axis, is the passion that comes with your values and who you believe you feel you have a right to be in this experience, and what you feel you have a right to in this experience, and what you feel insecure about your lack of. So this really is about value system generally. The Taurus Scorpio situation is about secrets coming out because people have hid them from themselves, or hid them for fear of change. Because that's what happens when secrets come out. Excuse me, I have something in my eye. That's what happens when secrets come out, or when people are really honest and really intimate, which, if we're really honest, the 8th house and the 9th and the 2nd house access, the Taurus Scorpio access that this is all kind of leaning on, is about intimacy. It's about sensuality and intimacy and trust. At the end of the day, that's why it's so intense. Vedically, this is happening in Aries and Libra, Swati and Kitra, I think. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I highly suggest looking at Vedic astrologers. If you want some, I will list some. Sam Gepi is amazing. KRS is amazing. Yes, like not the hip hop artist, the astrologer KRS. He's based out of States. Oh my God, just Google KRS astrology. You're gonna learn astrology in a whole different way, and you'll probably be like, wow, I don't get this at all. But he makes it really easy. He's total chill videos. Moving on. He's you know what? I probably just felt inclined to plug him because he's a Scorpio. I'm tapping into his vibration. I'm not a Scorpio. I do have Scorpio Saturn and Scorpio Mars, so I came loaded with Scorpio authentic energy. Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, and Saturn's quite comfortable there. But I'm not a Scorpio. I would never claim to be a Scorpio. My father is a Scorpio rising. There's a difference. I'm a Sagittarius rising. Scorpios, I understand the energy that you guys are in right now, because if you've noticed, I noticed you're really quiet. Like nobody has heard anything from the Scorpios in a while. It's not an accident, okay? We know. I know. So on behalf of them, because they need their space right now, they're going through shit right now, and they will come out sage masters by the end of it, but because they're not here specifically to speak for themselves, Miss Ocean's mirror is broken, I believe. This is gonna better you. That's the word I'm hearing. That's what Scorpio is all about. The pain, the suffering, the transformation, the exhaustion of being that raw of an individual, of an experience, is about being able to claim worth. That's all it's about. So let's get into the cards and then we'll do a little bit more astrology. I'm going to look at the transits for today. I have them here on my trusty, terribly old laptop that I got as a gift from a good friend a long time ago. To her. And I'll talk a little bit about what's going on. There's so many things going on. So if you'd like to follow along with me, I can make this a lesson right now, okay? So you're going to go to astrotheme.com, ASTROTHEME.com, and Google current transits. Or just Google Astrotheme current transits and click the first thing that pops up. Just scroll down. Okay, just scroll down. You're going to get one with just planets, but there will be a blue side here with the options. And then on this side will be the chart, just out of viewpoint from my camera here. Right here will be the chart, okay? Steady cam. Okay. Hiring cameramen, women, if anybody wants, I'm not paying you anything. Just kidding. I'm sorry. I have a very expansive Jupiter, and my Jupiter is right now, it's coming into my sun, so I'm feeling quite jovial as a Pisces sun. As the Scorpios would tell you, when Jupiter goes into any water sign, it means that the transitions will become smoother. The waters just became full of potential life forms. When Jupiter gets in there, Jupiter is the second sun. It's really easy to like put basic astrology and astronomy out of your head when you're looking at like moon signs and ascendant signs and composite charts and all this stuff. But if you scale it back and we just look at the planets as they are, and you look at Jupiter, it looks like a sun. Okay, yeah, it's not even half as big as our star, but I mean, it's the same color, it's a gas giant, it's the biggest thing in our solar system besides the sun. And I lost some cards. So when Jupiter is coming into a sign, a water sign, the water becomes expansive. It's kind of like, I almost feel I'm getting the message here that it's like the water has been filled with helium and now it's like lighter. And there's this energy that's separating moisture. So cards fell out. I have not shuffled yet, but I will read these and then start the reading. Everybody knows I'm a Pisces. These are scattered as mess. But that's how I read. That's how Spirit gives it to me. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands came up reversed. So the Nine of Wands is when you have planted a seed and you're really appreciating how you've grown it all by yourself and the potential that means, and the potential it means for you, and how protective you feel about that thing that you've been caring for so long. And you're really starting to see the blossoms of it as well. And this is the card I got, but it was reversed when I got it, okay? Now, if we look at that reversion, isn't that interesting that that thing that's growing this way, like down and out towards the ground, is now growing up towards the sky? So I almost feel like you're paying attention to the wrong part. You can't do anything about the stuff that's already on the ground, but maybe you've got your head in a place where you're so focused on what you've already done that you can't really see the space you have to grow. You're kind of tunnel vision. That's not a bad thing, but it can be isolating. The second card I got, now that was the first card, so I'm going to say that's the significator. So that's really the energy of this reading, this person. So whoever's tapping into this reading, if this fire sign 9 energy doesn't apply to you, then just ignore it. But it's the 9 of Wands, that's 9 fire. So the second, this is the cup. This is the cup. This is the cup. This is the Ace of Cups. This is self-love. This is the ability to understand love in general. Okay, just the abundance of love.
it's a breakthrough, a new dawn. There's a beautiful light out there. There's so many different ways the Ace of Cups has been drawn in different different decks that I've seen, but this one is probably the most spiritual looking. Like, it honestly looks like it's a break in the heavens and it's divine love. God's love. The next card I got was the Upright King of Cups. So this is the man embodiment, the masculine, the human embodiment. It doesn't have to be a man. This is the kingship, mastery of the ability to love others, care for others, believe in magic, and create emotional stability. Amazing. That card came up upright too. So this is reading is starting out fantastic with these two cards. I definitely have the significator of this card. The energy that this is tapped into initially is a 9 or fire, but this reading is talking about a mastery of love, a masculine energy, possibly a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Male, dark hair, grown, masculine energy, not immature. Now, the other two cards, not so great. I have the Knight of Cups reversed, okay? And then the Ten of Swords. So these are parallel energies. If I'm to look at this story and read it directly from one side to the other, it is definitely a lost opportunity and a lot of self-imposed pain, because the Knight of Cups is one lower. It's 1 degree less. Reversed, it's like highlighted 2 degrees less than the King. This is where you were, or where you are, what you're recognizing, maybe the love in other people, the love in yourself, and then all of a sudden there's a retractment. There's a retractment, and it's like, wait a second, am I giving this to the wrong person? Am I giving this to myself? When the Knight of Cups come up reversed, you are potentially running away with your cup. In this card itself, the Knight here and the horse are not looking in the same directions. I'm not sure if you guys can catch that. But, and there's this definite shape that's showing up, almost like a horse's head. Do you see that? Or a beast's skull. That's showing up in the shaping. So inside that shape, I almost see like the heart. You know, the heart. But like materially bound heart. And these would be like the aortas or whatever. Or it could be a shape of a skull. Either way, there's something older. There's something haunting about this emotional message. And then the Ten of Swords is how this spread, this 4-card spread that fell out, 5-card spread that fell out of my deck while I was trying to shuffle. This is how it started, man. Ten of Swords. So what is this? The Ten of Swords, okay, so Ten of Swords is literally like the agony of pain, the utmost mastery of literally carrying all of the truth on your back and not being able to stand inside of it. Instead, you are actually repressed by all of these logical truths, and you bound yourself down to the ground where you can no longer manifest or see the sun at all. These are in your own head, but they are more importantly physical as well as just thought truths, okay? Because once you get to a 10, there's a mastery. This isn't just about thoughts and words anymore. So who is saying, I feel like someone said mean words maybe to the King, or there's some insecurity from the King, so I'm going to keep shuffling here and ask for some clarity on this Scorpio full moon. Spirit. Hey, Mommy. Thank you. Okay, we got a Leo card. Is up. The Leo card is up. So there is some bravery. There is some strength that the king is showing. Can I find out, please, about this knight? About this knight spirit? Oh my god, my cards. This knight spirit. Can I find out about this knight? Who is this knight? What is this knight? Okay, that's a lot of cards. Okay. So when I looked at the king card and the ace card, I got the Leo card. Okay, so remember I said earlier this is like a fire sign reading. It also seems to be like a reading focusing on what's not working. Okay? Which is manifesting in a small space. Isolating yourself to this one focused, growing potential and not seeing all these other potentials behind you that you're not focusing on, and kind of getting trapped in there. This fire sign is probably a Leo, or it is about children too. This could also be about the ability to master your own beast, but the Leo card also represents children. Okay, you can't ever forget that. So this could be also be about motherhood, and the strength to handle, you know, the one potential thing that you've been focusing on so long. This Leo energy sees this as a strength, okay? Because it has fulfilled love and brought emotional stability, okay? The King of Cups and the Ace of Cups, it has brought divinity, this project that you're like hyper focusing on, this growth, okay? This inspiration. So on the other side of the reading, the two cards that came up were the Knight of Cups up reversed and the Ten of Swords. This is not good energy. So like what I needed, clarification. So here we go. So with the Knight, like I said, it almost looks like a heart with arteries or like a mask in the shape that it's making when it's reversed, right? Then we got the Ten of Swords. And from this, in their order, I let them fall out and put them down on order. So flip it over. The King of Swords, okay? This is the master of truth. This is confident, cutting away, honoring logic. This could also be an older air sign, male sign. The King and the Knight, and, okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, but the Ten of Swords and the King of Swords. So I see a masculine oppressive figure. And it's like, again, the King of Swords has this, he's not a bad guy. The King of Swords is the king of logic and ideas. Like, this is a creative, a communicative man. Could be an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But I'm feeling like Aquarius energy here, but we'll see. So the Knight of Cups reverse. So again, this is like painful message, maybe being triggered, and you're like, oh no, I have a material heart. I don't have enough cups to meet that king. I don't believe in my cup because I'm too logical. I know there's pain. Where there's ideas, where there's truth, there is pain. That's what the Ten of Cups and the King of Cups says together. Where there is, I know this. I know it, and it makes me a master because I understand that where there is truth, there is pain. Then we got the Eight of Wands reversed. So this is, again, the Nine of Wands came up reversed at the beginning of the spread. So that's like the topic of this for the reason. So this tunnel vision that we have about this idea of manifestation that makes us so proud and so happy. Now we're over on this side and we're looking back at the plan. We're looking back at the trajectory of this plan. So I think I'm starting to understand why this Ace of Cups is going backwards. The trajectory, the wish and hope, the aspiration of this energy that's coming, I don't think there was a good, I think you guys are looking back at like the way that So this way, we look at it this way. We see that the eggs, which are the ideas, or sorry, the passion and the energy are on the staff, the wooden staff, which is trajecting outwards. And to do this, to land those, you really have to aim high. You have to have a mathematical idea of where they're gonna fall because you can't see it. Like it's a wish and a hope, but it's also stamina and moving forward. That's the Eight of Wands. Okay, when it's reversed, and look at those eggs. Okay, we are throwing the idea the wrong way. We're throwing the energy all out first and not protecting. We're not laying the eggs out. We're showing how far we can throw. Does that make sense? We're not actually manifesting. We're just showing off. And I think that might be the root of this pain, is there feels like there was bad trajectory on that. Oh yeah, and then the Chariot came up reversed. So again, there's backtracking on the plan. We're like, maybe not that way. Also, when the Chariot's upright, this is one of the major arcana cards, and it talks about full momentum, moving ahead, being aligned with your spiritual, your masculine, your feminine, your physical, having it all come together and work with you in a mechanical way to move you forward. But when it's this way, we are really not happy about the idea anymore, about where we're going. We feel like we're, when you look at it reversed, the angel wings are all that we really see holding everything up. And there becomes like this triangle heart shape here with his head at the bottom, moving upwards, and here on the black side and the white side. We see the division, you know what I mean? You see the division more than you do really when it's this way. So I feel like the path is divided. Maybe the path, you're going back to a fork in the road where you went the wrong way and now you're looking at going a different way. That's not all the cards that fell out. Death reversed. White horse, okay? Again, this is major arcana. So when the death comes up reversed beside the Chariot, reversed. This is a lot of backtracking. This is a lot of... And it's... This death card also has a white horse, like I said, but it's also got the black and white symbolism. But when it comes up this way, we again notice that the space... The ground, the sunlight kind of makes like a funnel, and everything's kind of pouring into it. We also see like there's almost like a, it doesn't look like a shadow figure anymore. It almost looks like a top of a dog's head. We really are looking towards old transformations, bigger than they really were. When death is reversed, it's not like you're not a necromancer or something, but you are able to go back to something you thought was over. And that looks like a lot of retraction here, actually. And then we get some spiritual rules involved and some more social acceptance. We're going to do things more traditionally. We're going to go back to the book. Going to get some more lessons. And then we're at the Page of Swords. Okay, so that's how that ended up. So the reason that the knight is upside down is because he's not a knight. He's just a Page of Swords. Okay? So this started as, I'm buried, I'm so buried in my own pain. And then this Knight of Cups came up and he was like, I don't have a sword, but I can pour some water on you. Helps. I don't know where I'm going. I have no emotional stability, but I feel like it's probably better that you take a bath. Sit in your emotions for a while. And then the King of Swords shows up. And he's like, the energy that you get from not having the emotional stability and the right things, the right emotional messages in your head and the right emotional people around you, made you have to do like a King of Swords energy, which is kind of cold, just cut everybody off. You know, if I'm going to be buried
if I'm gonna be like handled by this many swords, then I'll be the one that holds me down. And that's not great, but it does explain why it's happening if you're the one constructing your own. Or it could be, like I said, it could be another masculine coming in for this. Another masculine coming in as the oppressor, and when the king of any suit pops up, they're talking about divine masculinity. Divine masculinity will call to a woman's femininity. So it will, if there is some masculine energy coming out that's just too logical, too cold, too distant, the feminine energy that might come up to reprise that would be emotional, right? But this is just a message of love. Knights are masculine or feminine. I mean, any of the suits can be masculine or feminine, but this is someone who's trying to be emotionally supportive, but definitely just wearing a mask, right? Like, not actually able to do it. So there's a coldness. And it's like easier to be in that air-mindedness because there was short-sightedness. And I feel like that's the thing. That's what I'm seeing here. So there was big love. There was a little idea, tunnel vision idea that got really, really blown out of proportion, kind of childish-like. There was a big love offer, divinity love available, and then like insecurity about how to go about doing this message. So logic, there was air sign pullout, and like, nope, I'm gonna be logical about this because if it's gonna hurt at all, I'm gonna be the one to hurt myself. Retraction, a lot of retraction on the plan, a lot of retraction on endings and transformation, and the way you thought fate was gonna go, or the way you felt control or power, and that was around and pulled back, and it was revealed that this energy wasn't a king at all of swords. It's actually a page of swords, because nobody actually holds themselves down with pain if they're a king. That is something a child energy would do, or an immature energy would do. So there's back to the books. Now it's time to go back to, whatever the traditional setting is that makes things more grounded and more socially supported. That's what needs to be implemented, because it's lovely to go off on a big idea, but tunnel vision ultimately was the problem with the beginning of this reading. So if this Scorpio full moon helped you clear up some things, I hope it helped you. It helped me. Let's read.